Right. So they were talking about the risk transfer wording when it comes to vendor contractor agreements and commercial leases. So they sent over the suggested vendor contractor agreement language. It's all about the risk transfer for this umbrella option. So, you know, they expect some variation on the language to be placed with all the vendor contractors that the insured enters into agreement with. So the general idea is that each agreement will contain indemnification language, additional insured status, and primary non-contributory language, which applies to the GL and umbrella limits carried by the vendor or contractor to be in the insured's favor. So they also expect that the insured require a minimum of 1 million GL and 2 million in umbrella limits from all vendor contractors. And the insured doesn't have to use the language specifically, but they do expect specific items to be addressed one way or another. And then we were going to talk about the commercial leases. We're hoping that the insured requires a variety of insurance limits, kind of depending on the type of tenant that's currently insured, rather than just requiring 1 million in limits from any commercial tenant, regardless of the type of tenant or the size of the tenant. Essentially, the umbrella underwriter, excess underwriter, needs more detail when it comes to those lease agreements. So does the insured have any examples of like lease agreements where the insurance requirements are higher than 1 million? Or do they have some sort of guidelines, document, matrix that kind of establishes the minimum limits they'll require certain commercial tenants to carry, or like larger, like big box tenants or tenants with higher hazard exposures or liquor requirements from restaurants, etc. Yeah, so we do, my initial answer was the larger tenants have higher limits on their own, but the lease agreement only requires 1 million, then that would be an issue for the excess underwriter.